1. Luton Town v Millwall 1985. The Millwall Bushwhackers were involved in one of the worst incidences of football hooliganism in English football history during an FA Cup away match against Luton Town in 1985. The Bushwhackers were involved in pulling off seats, damaging windows in pubs and newsagents throughout Luton, throwing missiles towards Luton supporters including bottles, nails, cans and coins, and police dogs had to aid clear the ground during the Kenilworth Road incident. Birmingham v Leeds United 1984. Hooligans from both clubs invaded the pitch. The police tried to restore order on the pitch with horses. In total, 145 policemen were injured and 125 fans were arrested. At least 50 fans had to go to hospital. Tragically, 15-year-old Ian Hambridge lost his life after being crushed by a falling wall. 3. Celtic v Rangers 1980, a famous match mainly because of the pitch invasion and rioting that took place that ranks it as one of the all-time worst disturbances inside and outside a football stadium. 200 arrests were made and dozens of police injured. Match commentator Archie McPherson described the scene. "This is like a scene now out of Apocalypse Now. We've got the equivalent of Passchendaele and that says nothing for Scottish football. At the end of the day, let's not kid ourselves. These supporters hate each other. This riot resulted in the complete ban of alcohol at sporting events in Scotland." Or Aston Villa v Rangers 1976, a pretty infamous event at Villa Park, when thousands of Rangers fans invaded Villa's Holt End and mayhem ensued. 70 people were injured, including 30 police officers. The match was eventually abandoned, leaving 30,000 drunken Scots to roam around Birmingham. Five. Burnley v Celtic 1976. 10,000 Celtic fans turn up at a totally unprepared turf moor, and after some goading from the Burnley fans, a full-scale riot ensues, with Celtic fans storming the home end, forcing the Burnley fans onto the pitch with the Celtic fans following. Thereafter, a riot takes place, which the police only contain after reinforcements are called in. 6. Chelsea v Middlesbrough 1988. Carnage all day and night at this match, with Chelsea fans invading the pitch several times and fighting inside and outside the ground. At the final whistle, thousands of Chelsea fans invade the pitch and try to climb the fence, holding in the Boro fans. A pitched battle then ensues with the police, which takes over 40 minutes to quell. Seven. Birmingham v West Ham 1984. Pitch invasion by hundreds of rival fans as West Ham's ICF invade the pitch. At first, the Birmingham fans stay put behind the fence, but as more West Ham invade the pitch, they also invade the pitch where a full-scale riot takes place. Police struggle to contain the violence as the warring factions battle it out. Blues stand against the West Ham with 30 people injured and 100 arrests. 8. Birmingham v Stoke 1992. The Zulus invade the pitch several times and try to get to the Stoke lads behind the fencing, but without success. The naughty 40 of Stoke managed to repel wave after wave of Zulu attacks. The referee was injured by flying debris and had to receive first aid. A lady police officer was also injured along with 25 other people. Lots of fighting after the game also, and over 60 arrests. Nine. Manchester United v Rangers 1974. Another infamous day with Rangers taking the Stretford end, but first they invade the pitch several times until they manage to enter the Stretford end and chase out the remaining United fans. Red Army Governor Tony O'Neill talks about the match fighting in his book, The Men in Black Inside Manchester United's Football Hooligan Firm, describing it as an eye-opener. But Rangers were legendary at the time, taking many home ends during their invasion of England. 10. West Bromwich Albion v Leeds 1982. 5,000 Leeds fans arrive at the Hawthorns intent on causing trouble if their team lost. After attacking the police with bottles and brocks, they manage to pull down the fence and invade the pitch. Fighting takes place with police and locals. Albio fan Lee described events. "I've never been more scared at a game as I was seeing Leeds fans throw everything they could at the thin blue line until the perimeter fence crumbled and hundreds of Leeds fans invaded the pitch in the second half. It's the first time I can recall seeing full-scale fighting outside the ground in 37 years of following the Baggies." This tough-looking, much older Baggy fan standing next to me said, "You'll be okay, kid, as they'll never take the Brummie." And as I looked around, half the Brummie had disappeared. 11. Chelsea v Sunderland 1985 Milk Cup semi-final. Chelsea fans invade the pitch several times trying to get at the Sunderland supporters. Over 100 arrests were made, with 20 police officers injured, one with a fractured skull. 40 people needed treatment, with 20 being officers. We let Sunderland fan Java tell it. I have to admit, the Chelsea supporters that night were the most furious, hate-filled supporters I have ever seen, and that includes numerous visits to Millwall, Leeds, Birmingham, Borough and Sports Direct. I believe that the hospitalisation of a couple of their followers at Roker and the ensuing London media attention had riled them up. And Ken Bates, of course, chimed in with comments about how naughty our fans had been. The basic line was that Chelsea in 1985 were the worst of the worst. They had to protect their reputation, and this was the most important game they had played in a long time. Spurs v Chelsea 1975. Chelsea invade White Hart Lane, taking half the Spurs end with 2 pitch invasions and continuous fighting. Both sets of fans obviously claim different things, but if you look at the YouTube video, when Spurs score their second goal, you can clearly see Chelsea fans massed in that end alongside the Spurs fans, and at the other end, you can also clearly see the Chelsea fans in that end too. Man Ut v Liverpool 1972. The Stretford end poured onto the field, charging the Scousers in the scoreboard. It was chaos, and mounted police and 100 extra officers had to be sent onto the pitch to restore order. 14. Manchester City v Spurs 1993. Pitch invasions, fighting on the terraces, riots in the surrounding streets. From reports, it seems like Spurs held the upper hand, but obviously can never be sure. Man City fans can be seen invading the pitch. Cardiff v Swansea 1993. Fighting on the terraces, the pitch hammered outside the stadium. Cardiff fans invade the pitch and throw chairs at the 3,000 Swansea fans, who retaliate and also invade the pitch. One policeman described the event as the worst trouble he had seen in 30 years' service. 16. Everton v Southampton 1984 FA Cup semi-final. Major trouble at this game with the Cutters causing a pitch invasion where fans fought running battles. Police horses were needed to restore some semblance of order. No segregation at the train stations meant more trouble. At least 80 people were arrested. Seventeen. Newcastle v Notts Forest 1974 FA Cup 6th round. In a tense atmosphere, the fans waited until the score was 1-3 before invading the pitch. From the Gallowgate stand, Fans stormed the pitch and after running battles with the police after trying to attack the Forest fans in the opposite stand, forced the ref to abandon the match, which had to be replayed. Leicester v Newcastle 1992. Promotion beckons for one team, and as the ref hastily ends the game, all hell breaks free, with both sets of supporters rushing onto the pitch for a free-for-all. Takes police horses and 120 police reinforcements to quell the trouble inside the ground. Unfortunately, the trouble continues outside of the stadium with running battles around the Leicester Stadium. And Coventry v Notts Forest 1978, title decider. Nottingham Forest win the old First Division Championship under the legendary Brian Clough. 10,000 Forest fans cheer them on, but with so much at stake, the Coventry fans invade the pitch at the end and are confronted by Forest fans who also invade the pitch. The resulting riot took over 30 minutes to quell. Cardiff v Chelsea 1984. Chelsea take the Grange, Cardiff's end pitch invasions, fighting in the stands, the lot. The pitch invasion takes over 20 minutes to quell as hand-to-hand fighting takes place. After the match, Cardiff and Chelsea fought all the way to Cardiff Central train station as soon as the final whistle blew. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps our channel grow and give you better content in the future.